Welcome back to Phreedom, the podcast where leaders, dreamers, and healers break false doors, reclaim their voice, and rise. Let me be real with you. I've been quiet since July. Part of that silence was me grinding through my dissertation, pouring into my books, and carrying work that stretched my mind to the edges. But part of that silence was me facing a block. Not a block of words, but a block of direction. I kept asking myself, what message would actually pierce through the noise and land in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul? Because I didn't just want to talk at you. I wanted to speak into you. And the message that kept pressing on me was not about strategy or productivity hacks. It was about the weight. Because I know too many of us are stuck in waiting. Waiting in love, waiting in family, waiting in business, waiting at doors that never open, waiting for people who never rise, waiting for systems that never shift. And while we are waiting, we are shrinking. We are circling. We are silencing ourselves so someone else or something else stays comfortable. But here's the truth. Some doors do not open because they never were yours. Some people do not rise because they were never meant to meet you where you are going. And some systems will never validate you until you have already outgrown them. So today, I'm not here to drag anyone. I'm here to call you out of the waiting room and back into your power. And stay with me until the very end of this episode, because I will guide you into a powerful meditative state designed to help you uncover and release at least one block you may have not even known you were carrying, so you can begin to step fully into your next level. Because freedom does not come from waiting, it comes from walking. And it's time to walk. We do not talk enough about the pain of waiting. In relationships, waiting looks like holding space for someone else's potential while abandoning your own. In family, it looks like waiting for approval before you choose joy, freedom, or success. In business, it looks like stalling your vision until your boss, your board, or your investors say yes, when you already know the answer is yes. That kind of waiting does not give life, it drains it. And here's the thing. If you've been with me on this journey since the beginning of Phreedom, you know we've already laid the groundwork for breaking out of cycles. In reprogramming your mind for success, we broke down how your thoughts set the ceiling for your future. In Erase One Limiting Belief today, I challenged you to release just one barrier that had you locked in place. In the mindset shift, we went deeper into rewriting your inner narrative. In the mindset rest, I showed you how even stillness is a tool for transformation. And in unrequited love to self-love, we confronted the places where your heart gives away more than it ever receives. Then we moved into season 2, recalibration. In main characters, you were reminded that you are the center of your own story, not a side role in someone else's. In Fire of Assumption, I pushed you to stop wishing and start assuming to let your beliefs become evidence. In Ember Anchoring, we grounded ourselves in stability when the old world tried to shake us. In Horizon Activation, we activated the vision, calling you to move forward into it. And in Pulse Check, we stopped to evaluate the progress, the alignment, and the truth of your journey. Every single one of these episodes was designed to move you, to shift you, to awaken you. But here's the question: did it? Because some of you, even after hearing it, even after nodding along, even after saying, yes, that's me, you're still here, still in the waiting room. Because knowing is not the same as moving. Awareness is not the same as action. You start shaping your energy to keep them comfortable. You speak softer so they don't feel small. You shrink your dreams to match their pace. And you convince yourself this is loyalty. This is patience. This is spiritual. But really, it is self-abandonment dressed up as virtue. I have been there, investing years into holding space for someone else's potential, only to realize that their growth required the very version of me I was suppressing. So let me ask you the same question I had to ask myself. Who are you waiting for? And why do you believe you are not allowed to move until they do? You're listening to Phoenix Phreedom. Here's what no one tells you. Letting go does not always feel powerful. Sometimes it feels like loss, like silence where there used to be noise, like stepping out of the old house before you knew where you were moving next. In love, the release is finally not calling, not checking, not pouring yourself into someone who cannot rise with you. In family, the release is finally not waiting for their approval before you choose joy, freedom, or success. In business, the release is finally not giving all your brilliance to a company, a boss, or a partnership that refuses to honor it. At first, it feels empty. But that emptiness, that is space. That is your energy coming back home. That is your voice when it is not distorted by disappointment. And here is the danger of waiting. Time passes, but you don't. The days move. The seasons change. Opportunities keep flowing. But you stay stuck in the same moment, circling the same block, holding the same space for someone or something that was never meant to move with you. And yes, you may leave an impression. People may remember your loyalty, your sacrifice, the way you stayed. But impressions are not freedom. They are shadows of what could have been if you had kept walking. And yet, even when you let go, the residue remains. The sound of their voice, the weight of what was never spoken, the vibration of their absence. And here's something I need you to understand. There is a book called The Body Keeps the Score. And the truth of that title is real. Even when your mind has decided to move forward, your body and your subconscious are still holding the record. People, places, and things may want you to forget what has transpired. They may want you to brush it off, bury it, or rewrite the story so it makes them comfortable. But your body remembers. And that is why I need you to honor what your body is saying. If your chest tightens every time their name comes up, that is your body speaking. If your stomach knots when you walk into that workplace, that's your body speaking. If you feel drained every time you answer that call, that is your body speaking. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. Your body keeps count of the truth. And when you honor that truth, you give yourself permission to step into alignment. So right here, I want you to pause. Take one slow breath in through your nose. Hold it. And release it through your mouth. As you breathe, let the sound behind my voice carry out what no longer belongs to you. Every vibration is loosening what you thought was yours to hold. Every tone is reflecting and reminding your body of peace. Maybe you even feel it as tingles. Maybe you feel it as lightness. Maybe you feel it as quiet. That quiet is not emptiness. That is restoration. But here's the next part. The moment you release, people will feel it. They will sense that shift. And some will panic, but they were comfortable feeding on your waiting. You will notice signs. They may start circling the block of your life again. They may call you after weeks of silence. They may try to pull you back with sudden kindness or with guilt or with promises they never kept before. And here's the test. You must discern the difference between genuine growth and desperate reattachment. If they return with blame, manipulation, or a sudden flood of attention, it's not growth. It is reaction. If they return with accountability, action, and consistent change over time, it may be real. But you will not know by words alone. Your power in this moment is not to rush, not to chase, not to reopen the waiting room. Your power is to be quiet, to breathe, to watch, and to keep walking, one foot in front of the other. Because release is not a performance. It's a recalibration. For them, it may only be a teacher, while you are creating space to blossom, to heal, to build new patterns. Their situation may keep them looping in the same cycles. You need to understand your worth. You need to hold a deeper knowing of yourself, because you, my risers, are rare. You're not here only to heal what was broken. You're here to rise, to blossom, to create new life from the ashes. And that requires space, stillness, and trust in your own rhythm. And once that dust clears, here's what you remember. You're not here to wait on anyone to pick you. You're not here to shrink under the weight of your generation's expectations and struggles. And I know some of you are carrying this in silence, smiling in the meeting, crying in the car, laughing at the family dinner, then collapsing in bed with a weight no one else can see, holding it together for everyone, breaking apart when no one else is looking. I see you, and I need you to know this. You are not weak for feeling it. You are strong for surviving it. Because here's the truth. When you rise, it's not just for you. It is for the generations around you and the ones that come after you. You've just heard part 1 of The Waiting Room here on Phoenix Phreedom. We've uncovered the cost of waiting, how it drains your voice, your energy, and your vision. And we began to talk about the release, the sacred moment of letting go. But this is only the beginning. In part 2, we're going deeper. We're talking about what happens when your truth returns, when you stop waiting to be chosen and realize you are the door. And at the very end, I'll guide you through a meditative state, a transformational experience designed to help you release at least one hidden block and begin the process of stepping into your next level of freedom. So don't just stop here. Go listen to part 2 right now. Your waiting room is behind you, and your freedom is already here.